Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video today to talk about Mage and its current state and the upcoming nerfs. On screen right now is the nerf teaser released by Blizzard for standard Hearthstone. You can see here that Turbulence is getting a buff while Skylight and Cephalopod is getting nerfed. Overall, I feel like this makes sense. I think the Mage is a bit too dominant right now, where one deck list is over 11% of the meta in Legend right now. This isn't even considering that there are multiple versions of the same big spell mage deck. And I think that this leads to about 70% of the meta being mage and decks specifically built to counter mage. That's kind of a mage meta to me. I think this is due to a lack of new good cards being printed from the mini set and the strategy of this scam version of mage that you're seeing right now. Being just a bit too consistent, a bit too strong. Two tsunamis before turn 6 is enough to gatekeep half the meta. And Manichi and Mage right now is just a bit too strong. Personally, I'm normally against nerfs as a concept because I believe in the tier 1 through 4 system that exists in most TCGs. This system says that in a TCG there will always be a tier 1 deck that is significantly better than other decks. There will also be a tier 2 deck that can usually beat the tier 1 deck, but it's maybe weaker against other strategies. A tier 3 deck that will beat everything not tier 1 and more often than not lose the tier 1 strategy still. And then there's a tier 4 of just meme decks that like is kind of irrelevant in this discussion. It's nice when the tier 4 decks are playable. I don't want to discount that because the tier 4 decks should be kind of playable. That's where like the innovation stuff kind of comes sometimes. Anyway, I think if you're constantly nerfing the tier 1 deck, you're kind of artificially dictating the meta from a developer perspective. And I think that this leads to people feeling like they're constantly needing new decks and constantly having no reason to really build their own deck because when they're trying to innovate anything, and the meta significantly changes because the cards themselves are changing. I just don't think it is in the spirit of a TCG personally, even if it's frustrating sometimes. I know it's frustrating right now, especially. I do think it's a bit too early to say if Mage needs a nerf objectively. However, I think this is the point where nerfs are appropriate. I think the changes don't completely kill the only new. I hope the changes don't completely kill the only new archetype we've seen come out this expansion, um, and I hope that this has a positive effect on the meta as a whole. I hope we see some new strategies pop out, but we'll have to see. We don't know exactly how these cards are getting nerfed anyway. These could be like massive nerfs where they just go crazy. They didn't release specific patch notes. Uh, I think it is pretty likely though that in one way or another that the scam version of Big Spell Mage that you see on my screen right now is probably no longer playable or no longer as playable as it is right now. And I think that the orb version will probably continue to be good. The orb version right now is really good against aggro and go long strategies decks where you know having a late game OTK is good. The orb version is slightly better versus because you just play orb and one shot people. It feels like um I think that'll still be played. I think that deck will innovate just a little bit. Will be interesting to see the deck list to come out from there. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. I just wanted to kind of yap at you guys a little bit because I know a lot of people ask about these things. And Yeah, I have another gameplay video coming out today going over Big Spell Mage. Sorry, Big Shaman, as well as a quick guide on Priest, just going over a couple concepts. So please remember to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and if you have any decks that you want to see me talk about, to go ahead and drop them in the comments. I also stream every single day on twitch.tv/Micaiah So yeah, thanks guys. Editing Micaiah here. I did want to kind of end this video with the gameplay. I'm still getting the groove of some of these things. I hope you guys are enjoying the content in general. I just wanted to yap at you guys a little bit more about some of these things. If anyone is interested in coaching, I would recommend reaching out either in DMs on YouTube, Twitch, anywhere that you can find me, even Twitter. Um, I am looking at doing a potential series of coaching new players. I will not backseat you and tell you how to do everything, but I will give you some general concepts and some general strategies to help you improve. What you would need for that is a will to learn, some replays in hand, so either through HS Replay or Firestone, figure out how to send those over to me and save the ones that you have the most questions about. And you need to add me on Battle.net, which we can talk about in DMs and get that all sorted out. Yeah. So if you guys are interested in that, or if that's an interesting video, let me know. And yeah. Anyway, have a good one.